What's up, everybody? This is Chaka, and I am actually about to do my review of my favorite reviewers for Basketball Wives. I think it's season 9, but this is episode 6. And watching Scotty by Nature's Whether You Like It or Not panel Monday, we found out that these are the last two. So since I know I'm not going to be able to draw it out by giving each of my favorite reviewers who are still reviewing Basketball Wives a little individual, I'm just going to do these last two with the men and the women. And I'm going to go with episode 6, the last video. And it will be Scotty by Nature, Yocrates, Alexander, Rogers, and giving you the real tea. And I will put all of their actual reviews in my description box if you want to go and see theirs personally. Let's start off. I'm gonna start off with Scotty by Nature. Y'all gonna get this poor man a heart attack. I mean, he was so stressed out about y'all silly ass bitches. And I'm gonna say this, yes, Scotty, they are bitches. I'm gonna give you that respect to understand. These silly bitches are ridiculous. I mean, damn ridiculous. I don't understand why we're still running around here, y'all bitches. And I give it to you that way because you need it, okay? And I'm like him. He is over it, and this whole season has been to make OG look bad or make her look like the villain. And it's sad because we all knew that coming in, and I really felt like OG, I would have fought that contract in litigation. I wouldn't have came back on because you knew that they were going to bring you back to make you look like the bad guy. So, I feel bad for you. But the way they've been coming at her back to back all season, Scotty was basically saying that's what he was seeing. And that they were gaslighting her and the viewers to make her look crazy. I do believe that. I do really believe that. I think the production company, VH1 and Viacom, were all in cahoots to make Shawnee and Evelyn look good because, one, they love it and they think it's okay that these two broads stir up the drama and then put them back out there. So, and I'm so sick of people going, oh, well, maybe she just got a fucked up attitude. No, that ain't the case. It's one thing for you to be triggered by your past. And yeah, a lot of people do have that attitude. Scotty had told his story about being bullied. But this is basically another form of bullying when someone's gaslighting you and trying to make the audience act like we didn't see what we saw. So, Scotty, I know your triggers are up and you on 10, but honey, I'm with you. You're right. Everybody see right through them stupid bitches, so it's no fun. And then the stupid ass sisters. Yeah, I guess OG knew it was coming. And let's be clear, her and Tammy are friends in real life. And I'm going to be honest, I really believe that Tammy, as well as, what's the other little girl's name? Royce, have been, schooling her. They're going to do this to you. This is what this going to look like. Production ain't on your side. And regardless to how we, the viewers, are saying it, production is trying to clean it up for later on being a class action suit and I go legal majority of the time in my mind because I've had a 20-year career in law. So my mind goes to that. So that what I seen, and I thought it was kind of sad. So, I'm going to need Scotty to relax. I'm going to need you to release. You're not the only one seeing the BS. And those who aren't seeing it, I'll talk about them at the end. Okay? Um, we have. I'm going to Yocrates. Um, his video, and let me help y'all out. The video is hilarious due to the fact that, I'm sorry, some guy just pulled up to next to me and all his music got to be heard down the whole block. So my bad, everyone. Um, he good and tipsy. I love that. It was funny. He was like, I had family over and whatever, so he was pissed off. But if you are looking for understanding and all of that and clarification about what he's saying, please go to his channel. He actually had a lot of good sense about himself. Uriel, we are kind of thinking like you, because a lot of people since day one of this season, Shawnee wants to play the HBIC. You the role of the big bitch in charge. You the boss bitch in charge. Take your goofy ass over across the street and talk to this woman and clear up the matters. You didn't have a lawsuit against you. Evelyn did. But I'm going to tell you this. Me, I truly believe Evelyn probably let her stir up all this bullshit, and then Shawnee got caught in her own shit, and she didn't know that that Evelyn probably told her, you know what, if I'm getting sued, I'm gonna tell on you and you're gonna get in trouble. So to me, I think that's what this was. I think that's what this started out as. I'm sorry, you guys. Shawnee has been the bane of my existence since this whole thing has started. I'm getting sick of her and her foolishness. She don't know how to talk to people. She don't know how to, tell people I don't know what to do. You want to be the boss in charge. I'm all for you being a boss. Boss up and tell this woman, look, don't get my money all screwed up because you was doing the most on Instagram. But again, I really believe that there's more to that backstory than we really want to believe. But like I said, Shawnee is being a stupid bitch. So that's just me, and that's my own 2 cents in that. So back to what Yarel said. I want y'all please to go see his, because he dropping knowledge throughout his whole review, regardless to what he is doing, drinking, and saying. He is dropping the knowledge. And the first one that I love that he said, because a lot of people do not understand this, that colorism and racism are two sides of the same coin. And it's sad when people don't know the truth, you know what I'm saying, of how that goes hand in hand and what it started with and how it started. So I want to give you Uriel. Thank you for schooling the little children on racism and colorism, and and how it started. I'm sick of these people acting like it is not it's OG and her bad attitude. I would have a bad attitude too if I had to come back, deal with these same broads who was disrespectful to me, and then VH1 and Shawnee, this is how y'all treat me, and acting like, oh, it ain't my problem, whatever, she gonna have to do it herself. The issue in the whole show, I guess, we're still on how Malaysia and Kristen went over there and talked to her collectively, and they wanted to understand. Now, here's my thing that, well, I'm gonna save that because I want to do it with giving the real tea, because he made a comment and I really want to address it with him. But okay, we go to that Malaysia part, so I'm gonna skip that with Uriel's conversation. Um, then the twins, I guess them and Jennifer, who were outside listening, felt like, well, they came to you and they trying and blah blah blah. And then Jackie felt like, well, I'm a colorist, and let me stop everybody and believe me this. Everyone has a bias. I don't care who you are, what color you are. I consider myself a brown skinned girl. Compared to some of my other friends that are browner than me, you would think that no, I'm a little on a more warmer side or cooler light or whatever, but I'm a brown skin girl. So I get it. I've had certain things happen to me, but I also know I have biases within myself against other people. So you can't just run around here and say, "Oh no, it's no colorism at all." In with the collective, no, you bitches are disrespectful, and y'all did something wrong. Own it, fix it. I think I would have been more willing to participate in trying to get their numbers and ratings up had they did this. You know what? Let me give you a Housewives. We always joke about the Real Housewives and Bravo. They have this special way of apologizing. It's not really an apology. It's more or less like, yeah, I said okay. But Shawnee, grow up, pick your panties up off the floor and put them on and go across the street and say, hey, I'm sorry that you felt like that. Or, like I said, the Housewives way. Well, if your attitude was, I did you wrong, my bad. You don't even have to actually putting onus on yourself. You should have went and talked to her, period. So to me, I'm sick of them. I'm sick of Jackie and the twins and the BS and the foolishness. I can't anymore with them too. I mean, any of them. Jennifer, yeah, I guess you playing Marshawn Lynch. I'm just here so I won't get fined mindset. That's why you here. Because why are they all on OG? Which, I'm going to be honest, y'all didn't have nothing to give. There was no other storyline. Who want to hear about Liza and the missing money from Lamar? We all know Lamar took that money and snorted it up his nose. Let's move on. You should have had a backup plan. If you knew that he was out there wilding out, when he had the problems and him and Chloe broke up, honey, you should have been getting your kids' money in your name and your name only. Then. You shouldn't have been able to say, okay, I know you're a good dad. You should have been doing what was necessary. He had gotten married to a whole different woman. So let's move on with you. Don't nobody care about the twins and Furby. No one likes her. That's why she wasn't even on TV. We all was happy that she either caught COVID or was exposed to it. This way, we ain't got to talk to you, bitch. You annoying. So I'm happy about that. Them sisters didn't have nothing. Jackie playing mediator was nothing. So yeah, Jennifer, nobody cared about you being there. And nobody cared about the rest of them people. We were sick of seeing Evelyn trying to fake with the tears and the girl, move. Fuck on. I'm sorry, but again, Uriel, I loved it. You were too funny. It was one too many motherfuckers, but it was funny. I loved your take on it, but I'm more happy that you dropped that knowledge, and and I understand and I agree wholeheartedly. Yes, certain things are how other people handle them. You can't just answer the question of, oh, well, I think she should get over it. No, that's not how that's going. And I'm with everybody who's been bitching about how Jackie went over there and said, and I quote, OG, just say it's not an issue. It was an issue. Girl, I ain't got time for you, Jackie. You did some fuck shit and it was unfair to this woman. My next person I'm going to go into is giving him the real tea. And I think his real name is Terrence, but He is hilarious. And his nerves was all wrangled up too. I felt sorry for him. I a little bit felt on the side of, I can't believe you got yourself all balled up in these nerves. So anyway, he feels like OG is hell bent on keeping the trauma and hurt of her past. I'm sorry to tell you, your own friend Scotty has told you, and I've heard this bullying story more times than I want to listen to. I like Scotty, I love him to death, but if he's still holding on to that, yeah, OG should hold on to certain things. That's life. Those are, like, again, those traumas and pains, that's what sculpt us into the people we are as we grow up. I feel like the grown, old, ignorant, stupid bitch who called herself being an EP should have put her big girl panties on, walked her stupid ass across the street or shuttle bus or whatever, and went over there and talked to this woman like a grown woman. Quit sending your minion, Kristen in Malaysia. Oh, we gonna send Jackie, and Jackie gonna talk to her, and even Jennifer should do it, and we gonna get these two new stupid bitches to go over there and tell her, oh, look at all these brown women. No, I don't think they're, colorist. No, bitch, you are colorist. You're the HBIC on this show. Grow the fuck up. Go talk to this grown woman like a grown woman. The issue for me, and the issue, like Terrence said, and I quote, he thought that Malaysia and Kristen went over there in good faith. I don't. I think they went over there as a pick-me girl for both Evelyn and Shawnee after Kristen came back and made a fool out of herself. Then Malaysia came back and made, they both came back, and now, you got Jackie. But we all watched a whole season of Evelyn exposing Jackie's colorist comments to her own daughter. So I can't with the fake shit. Quit sending a minion and go over there and take care of your business. Now, what I didn't like with all of this being done was, everybody, I get it. Terrence feels like OG has an attitude and she's being mean and she's being fake. I don't. People don't get it. Colorism is a whole different ball game. I'm going to tell you that some people don't get it. There are biases in a lot of people, because they think, all jokes aside, all giggles aside, OG probably does have a bad attitude. I'm going to prove my point with this and leave it here where she's concerned. OG was being called aggressive and, mean her first season on, to the point where Tammy had to intervene. But it wasn't Evelyn who was calling her aggressive and mean. It was Shawnee at first. And I'm going to guess that OG done said that shit. I think by OG's second season, when they were, was it Costa Rica or somewhere, they were away. And when we found out that Chad liked OG or had tried to hit on OG, that's when it turned racial. And that was an Evelyn issue. And then Evelyn and Shawnee jumped on the same bandwagon. And that's why it's this mess. But because Evelyn called herself suing OG and OG countersuing her, that's why I think Evelyn and her had to be separated. It was never going to be a case where VH1 and Viacom were going to let them be in the same space, which is fine. But that was more on Shawnee. She started the aggressive, and again, Things start from the top down. So you're the head honcho. You started this mess. Figure out a way to fix it. When y'all seen that first time when Kristen came back and she couldn't clear it up for you and Jackie wasn't clearing it up for you, you should have grown up and said, let me go over here and be the boss that I am and say, there's no way in hell. I work in HR. Your first line of if someone's doing something wrong to you is go to your supervisor. When your supervisor don't do her part, then you go to HR. And then there's a case that's open. This shouldn't have went this far. Shawnee, you were the first to start that colorist shit. Evelyn's issue was when OG put out there the most famous line. See, Evelyn, you thought you had Tammy with you a non-motherfucking factor. OG had the coldest line in the whole wide world of basketball wives. I'm your favorite athlete's favorite athlete. You are mad, and I'm not going to say you shouldn't be. I've done this too. I've had a conversation as well about that. And I'll discuss that at the end. But I get it, Terrence, you feel like, oh, well, OG just had a bad attitude. But again, she basically said we all have colorist issues, which everyone does. It's a bias that everyone should know their own biases. So let's just not keep saying, oh, okay. If I notice my biases, I can see them clear as day in someone else. So let's be clear. It's a way and a subconscious way of talking to someone that you have to be careful and call it PC or whatever. It's just called measure and control. I'm sick of people running around saying, oh, it's not this, it's not that. I don't have a colorist racist bone in my body. That's just the equivalent of saying, oh, I have black friends. Or, my husband is black and I would never do that. George Washington had several black kids with his slave. Was he racist? Yeah. So let's just stop. I'm just sick of that altogether. But, I'm done with, I get it. Everyone doesn't understand how colorist and racism go. And they don't understand how, people feel like, well, she got a bad attitude. Too bad. I got a bad attitude, but y'all did something wrong to me. Figure out a way to fix it. But don't ask me to fix it. That's just how I feel. And Alexander Diane Rogers. As always, I love it because you let them know this is the Heifers and Hoops or Heifers and, the Heifersodes. I love it all the way around. You bring the drama, and you understand the jokes of it all. But you're right. The Heifers were the ones that put the drama in it when the emoji of the gorilla showed up. Then you gonna say, and what I didn't like with Evelyn, quit fucking saying, oh, it was supposed to be a laughing emoji. Before anybody hit post or send on any of their devices, you look at what you sending. You knew good and well what the fuck that meant with your ignorant ass. Everybody, I'm with Alex. Go back and watch all of season 8. Did we all miss something? This is what she does. This is what Evelyn and Shawnee do. They treat people nasty, and then they try to play everybody else. I think OG, I'm with Alex. She was kind of playing a short game instead of a long game. But I think when she was doing the recordings of her own, I think that was her long game. She knew that they were doing what they were going to do to her. I love it. You a fool. Alex is a fool out here in these reality TV streets. I mean, understand. It's time for all these hoes to go. I'm done. I'm tired. I can't. And Alex was right. Jackie, you had a whole colorist plot line and storyline a couple of years ago. So we're not going to pretend like we don't know that you stupid. You done was colorist to your own child. And even your light skinned daughter told you about yourself. So anyway, I can't. But what I want to sum up with this whole thing was, Shawnee, you want to be a true HBIC boss bitch, whatever you want to call it. Quit being a punk. Quit acting like a sissy or whatever else you want to call yourself, and go over there and have a conversation with the woman. Clear up the problems properly. Quit sending minions. I understand how you feel, but like I said before, early on, I truly believe that Evelyn has a legal situation over Shawnee's head. So we don't know exactly what, but I think that's what it is. Shawnee needs to understand what she did to herself. This actually, they could have came back with the bomb season. And they could have even probably said, oh, OG, I'm apologizing. You this, you that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. People were done when she jumped on IG Live and told people they were too invested in the show. So they showed you, you stupid bitch, we ain't got to sit here and watch your bullshit. Now, you played yourself. Now, look what happens. You're done. I was tired of Jackie. I understand you trying to keep your check going. I'm not mad at you as a whole, but to go over there and try to get OG to backpedal and say, oh no, you say you just didn't understand, or you didn't, it's no colorism, say it's no colorism in a group. This is what she felt. You can't stop somebody. No one has went over there and told Shawnee or Evelyn, get your fake asses up here. Y'all was the ones who started this shit. Regardless of how it is, I feel like this whole season was Viacom VH1 production, Shawnee, to bring it back and fixed up all your fuck shit, and then try to force her to say on camera, I don't think it's colorism with you guys. I just felt like in that moment, no, that was stupid. That wasn't a good play either. That was a short game play as well. So I thought that was dumb. When y'all seen that it wasn't happening, I was listening to a lot of people who reviewed, and they said that the sisters are twins. From the picture I've seen, they look like twins, but I guess their sisters decided to sage the house and then they left. Well, my grandmother does sage, and I'll never forget when she sages, her thing is you're saging your house so that you can so that you can make sure that you get all of the bad spirits out. And then they left. So maybe y'all were the bad spirit. Just saying. You bitches are ignorant. So I'm over it. I'm done. I'm happy this is their last season, because if VH1 or Viacom brings them back, please understand no one's going to be watching. I think they fail to realize people are tired of all of their silly behavior and childish stuff. It's time for them to grow up. And I think that's where we're missing the play. And I think I'm just getting sick of it. So hopefully we will fix that. That was my take on Basketball Wives. I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.